Peace and blessings, family. We are back. We are back, family. This is your brother Yahya. And the message today is clear. So we don't even have to waste time on that.
You gotta have your own. It must be ours. That's why the Palestinians are in such bad shape. They'll never be free under that system. Never. Anytime somebody can cut off your water, cut off your electricity, cut off your food, you're not free. So all of us that live in America, we're living somewhere that we don't control the land. If you're in the big city, they got highways running around the city that allow them access to you. They can bring you food or they can keep you from getting it. Just like they're trying to do with the Palestinians and rich people. They can cut off our water, our electricity, and they will do it. Now, if you don't control the water that comes in your community, and you...
All praise is due to Allah. God told Moses to go to Pharaoh and say these words: "Let my people go." But Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he refused. So God sent plagues, not to harm his people, but to force them out of a system that was killing them. Family, we are living in that same moment today. Look at America. America is in deep trouble because the sins that she has committed have been judged by Almighty God. And you can see it in the signs of the time. The economy is collapsing. You got layoff after layoff after layoff on all kinds of jobs that cover all kinds of ground. Inflation went through the roof. Food prices skyrocketed, while shelves in poor neighborhoods stay empty. Talk black to me. Wildfires, floods, heat waves, crippling entire cities out there. God is not mocked. Violence, corruption, shaken even in the government. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan warned us for decades. This world is falling. And Pharaoh's system cannot hold us any longer. And God will not let it hold us any longer. And this ain't conspiracy, family. This is prophecy. Thank you all for tuning in. For those of you who are tuning in, this is your brother Yahya with another episode of Buried in the Shallow Grave. We're going to move right in again. We're not going to waste any time. Let's focus on just one area of what I just said that we can find it to be true. Think about the food that we eat. Let's focus on just the food that we eat. While our brother Rizza Islam has been speaking boldly all over the world about food injustice, how our people are being poisoned with GMOs, toxic chemicals, and low quality food options. He stood shoulders to shoulder with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., exposing these corporate giants who profit, family, off keeping us sick and dependent. This is a real thing that's going on. So if you're watching, family, tap that like, share, and subscribe button. Like I said, this is your brother Yahya. I'm streaming on a couple of different sites. So if you see me, thank you, and I appreciate your support. Family, when you control a people's food, you control their whole future. And as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, a people who cannot feed themselves are still in bondage. And you cannot deny this. So why are we still depending on Pharaoh's groceries in his stores to feed us? Why are we trusting systems that have historically targeted us for elimination? Excuse me. You think about it, man. When Moses came to the children of Israel, he was not just saying, believe. He was saying, get ready to leave Egypt, period. Prepare to build your own system, period. But many of them kind of struggled. And as the Bible has it, they struggled because they had lived in Egypt so long, they forgot how to live free. Sound familiar? That's because it's you. We've been in America under her system so long, its jobs so long, its schools so long, its religions so long, that some of us can't imagine life outside of this. We just can't see it yet. But that's where many of us who know come in to help guide you back to your original nature. God is calling us out, family. Just like in Egypt, God is calling us out. God is shaking this world to its core. Economic collapse. Pharaoh's money is falling. Environmental disaster. Pharaoh's land is failing. Food insecurity. Pharaoh's supply chains are failing. Think about it. You can relate all of this, even the social investment, the unrest that we have, that we've invested into. What's going on? You can tell that Pharaoh's power is failing and it is falling. And family, this is not to destroy you. It's not to spook you out. It's not to separate you. But it is to wake you up to the reality. Pharaoh's system was never designed to benefit you. Pharaoh's system still exists today. And it's time to come out. You know it's time to come out. You feel it. You see it. So what does coming out look like, Brother Yahya? It's not just leaving physically. I can tell you that. It starts with a mindset. It's building spiritually, mentally, and economically. We could start by supporting black farmers and food co-ops. We could grow our own food. So now that at least we know what's in our food, even if it's one pot in our kitchen, we can start there. Start with a black-owned business that keeps dollars circulating within our community. We can start with education. Educate our children with truth, not some of these Pharaoh lies that's going around. Talk black to me. We could build health systems that heal instead of harm people, actually heal people. Family, this is the Exodus. This is our promised land moment. Okay? And I wanted to bring the Bible and the scriptures from the Bible into this to show you that side angle A is equivalent to side angle B. Meaning, you match the history, the story, the promise of Almighty God to Abraham. You match it so clearly that it is almost irrefutable that you are those people. All praises due to Allah. In my last live, family, I showed you how saving $230 every check adds up to $2,760. And in 6 months, you're sitting on that money and you're wondering, okay, what now? With that, I taught you, you could launch a side hustle, hair care products, lawn care products, tutoring courses on how to do what you do, product flipping. Might even get into t-shirts, commerce, digital businesses, online courses to teach people how you do what you do, and you scaling these things. I taught you about how to pool your resources. I talked about it. How to pool your resources with others to start a food co-op or, vending machine co-op, We were talking about it in our last live. We had a brother on, Brother Anthony, and he was talking about how to, he bought tools. And, you could buy tools if you're into, what he was into, and I believe it was construction. Buy tools to grow your own food and teach others how to do it. This is not theory, family. It's even biblical. And if you didn't catch that, rewind to the beginning of this video and check that out. I just want you to come into the knowledge of who you are and what you can do with who you are and what you know about who you are. That's all.
Here we are, 30 to 40 million black people who have been turned upside down and inside out. 30 to 40 million black people who don't know who they are, don't know where they are, don't know what time it is, don't know who their God is, don't know what their religion is, but are trusting in the God of their slave master, a pale-faced, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, hook-nosed cracker that the white man gave you as Jesus.
We have been tricked. We have been tricked. We have been bamboozled. We've been lied to. And as a result of those lies, we've been made other than ourselves. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, do for self or suffer the consequences. So here's your challenge. Here's our challenge. Stop relying on Pharaoh's system to feed you, educate you, protect you. Start building systems that will serve your family, your people, and generations to come. Do you hear me? Drop "I'm coming out" in the comment section if you're ready to step out of Pharaoh's crumbling system crumbling world and into God's future for yourself. Like this live, family. Share it. Somebody in bondage needs to hear this today. This is a universal teaching. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, God is destroying the old to make way for the new. Will you rise with him? Family, listen. Pharaoh's system is falling apart. But God has prepared a place for his people. If we have the courage to step out of and build our own systems, God has prepared a place for his people. The question is not, can you leave Pharaoh's system? The question is, will you? I want to leave you the Exodus plan. I want to leave you the freedom plan. I just want to have this documented on this video so that we also can go back and we're going to recreate it. We're going to repurpose it, and it'll be a part of a course. So what we said about 3 days ago when we first started running this series is we said that step one is, we know that step one is a shift in our mindset. A shift in our mindset. Pharaoh's system is crumbling. We got to know that. It's time to come out. It's time to come out. Repeat this daily. The check is my seed, we said. Not my ceiling. The check is my seed, not my ceiling. Thank you for tuning in, family. This is your brother Yahya with another episode of Buried in a Shallow Grave. And we are on to step two. Step two, family. Start saving for your exodus. We talked about how to do that in an earlier live today. We spent time, we had guests who conversed with us on what we should be thinking like, our mindset should be like. And we talked about saving $230. We talked about we were able to do that with 10% of our check, even if we make $16 an hour. We talked about how it was $115 every week, $230 every 2 weeks, and we talked about how it was $2,760 every paycheck. Okay? So what? Separation. That's right. Period. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We must separate. God told Moses to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And in 6 months, family, we said we'll have $2,760. That's seed money, we said, for your system. Remember? We said that step three was build or join a system. This was the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to us at the Million Man March. He told us, and I'm paraphrasing, that we needed to join a black organization. Okay? So that's on step three. We know we need to support black-owned business. We need to know that. We have to know that. We must know that. We must come out of the fear of not supporting our people. With money, with time, with a system that would help them operate better. You know, it's not always about just spending money. You might have a business that helps them operate. You fill a gap in an economy that has a lot of gaps. We have a lot of gaps to fill. And we can fill them. And we will fill them. So if you start your side hustle or your micro business, that's in step three. We want to grow our own food and join a food co-op of some kind, preferably black owned. Because remember, we're trying to keep the dollar circulating within our community. I told you the life expectancy of the dollar in our community and how long it stays in statistically as of 2025. 6 seconds. That is That is something to really, really think about. That means 6 seconds is how long a dollar stays in our community and how fast it is for it to leave. Educate your children. That's in step 3. We must, cross pollinate. Our children really are the future. And if we don't teach them well, how in the world are they going to lead the way? We got to be good leaders. And how can we lead unless we have a teacher? And how can we have a teacher? Except he be sent. We must partner with others, family, for group economics. We need group economics. We need to talk. We need to know what we want our future to look like, our system. See, that system that we're creating, it's not just our personal system. It's a web that intertwines with other black businesses. It fills the gaps that are necessary to keep us operating at full function. And when you go to these workshops, you talk to these people, and you find out that other nationalities are already doing this. I may be just, one of the few first that are thinking futuristically. We need to prepare ourselves to deliver something that has never been delivered before. Thank you for tuning in, family. This is your brother Yahya with another episode of Buried in the Shallow Grave. And we are talking about, right now we're on step 3. And if you have been tuning in with us, just pick up and I'll catch up where we left off. We need to talk about what we lack. We need to talk about who our customer is together. We need to talk about what our customer needs. What are the values that we can bring to our customer? We need to talk about ways that we can empower even our customers. We need a new system. We don't need to operate like the old system, because all we're going to do is repeat something when God himself has given us something inside that would create a new world. We don't need to opt into the old world while we imitating, we're trying to create a new world. It's not gonna last. As you can look at this world and this system and see that this one is not gonna make it, we don't need to practice anything that this system is doing. As a matter of fact, we need to be the opposite. Everything of this system, we need to do it the opposite way. So step 4, family, we're talking about commitment. We need to make a commitment to saving that $230. That was at minimum wage, right? So it may be more for you. 10% may be more for you. Okay? But we need to make a commitment. We need to commit to the Exodus challenge. This is the exit challenge, family. Some of you, it may be for 90 days. Some of you, it may take 180 days. Some of you, it may take 260 days. But hey, guess what? For 90 days, I'm going to say, work 1 hour nightly on your own system. Now that you know what it is, you need to first identify who your customer is. You need to be able to say, like myself, I know that I'm talking to suffering black people. I know that I'm talking to a people who have been robbed of their name, their culture, their God, their religion, their folkways, their Norways. I know that every day they get up, some of them, and they don't enjoy what they do, not because the job is not fun, but because they're in a system that won't allow them to enjoy what they do. It is created to make you miserable and give you hell. You know, they say a white man's heaven is a black man's hell. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad has got that going around the world now real clearly. But I'll tell you this, family. We must redirect our mindset. And redirecting our mindset will then redirect our spending habits. Redirecting your spending to strengthen your community is all about what nation building is about. And I told you what the word said. God's plagues are shaking the old world out. You can just turn on your television and you'll see it going on right now. You don't have to ask if what I'm saying is true. All you got to do is read the book and open your eyes. So, if we could just expand this message, I would say, first of all, do for self, or you will suffer the consequences. That's the message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to us. The fall of America. Yes, sir, brother. We can touch on that, brother. I just got out of it day before yesterday. I read Message to the Black Man and Fall of America back to back. And man, my wife, she was trying to talk to me. But man, I was so captivated in this book until it had my attention, brother. Until I finished it, I couldn't even talk to anybody. But I find something new in Message to the Black Man every time I read it. And I have a brother Carl Muhammad, a good brother of mine, who told me to, read this, try to read it, as often as possible. And he told me that every time I would read it, I would find something in it that I didn't find before. And he told me to slow down, slower and slower. Each time I read it, slow my pace down. And I did, and I do. And brother, like I said, man, those teachings, they speak for themselves. You don't have to like them. You can be against them. But one thing about it, as you reading it, it's the truth because it's bearing witness to what's going on every day right now in our lives, in our society, and all those things. So, I just want to see my people respect themselves, as I know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted for us, and as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan does want for us as well. This message is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's for somebody. Today's message is just a continuation of what God gave Moses. He said to Moses, "Go unto Pharaoh and say to him, Thus saith the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me." You can't serve God under this ruler. You're going to have to let go of this ruler in order for you to serve God properly. That's Bible. This was not just a polite type of request God was giving to Pharaoh through Moses. This was a divine command. And because it was divine, the command to corrupt the system that was enslaving the children of Israel, the oppressed people, and Pharaoh profited off of these people, God's chosen people. And when Pharaoh's hardened heart was hardened, God sent plagues. And see, God hardened Pharaoh's heart. God hardened his heart because God wanted to kill him. Master Father Muhammad wants to kill this system. He wants to kill this world's order. He wants to annihilate. And that's not a polite request when you ask, Pharaoh to let your people go or else. And that's what God has left America with, a decision to make. The decision came through a divine warning, and that warning was the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's national spokesman and student. And this man has not backed down from the government of America, not one single time. He has not betrayed his people. And I need you to know that those people that were read of in the Bible that you thought were 2,000 years ago, because your time is off, that's you. That's you. You think the Jesus of the Bible was 2,000 years ago. But that's you. And we'll get to that. We'll get to it. We'll get to the four Jesuses mentioned in the Bible as taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We'll dive right into that subject. But we need to know we in Pharaoh's house. Right now we in Pharaoh's house. We need to try to figure out a way to get out of Pharaoh's house, because God done already warned Pharaoh and told Pharaoh through the biblical Moses that you don't know is living amongst you right now. Look at us. We are the children of Israel in modern Egypt. Let me put it like that. And we've been born and raised in Pharaoh's system. You hear me? We work in it. We eat in it. We eat from it. We educate our children in it. We even pray to the God of Pharaoh's system. Can you believe that? Think deep with me. We educate our children from the very minds that took our last names from us and taught us that we were niggers, slaves, colored boys, and shines. We prayed to the God that they taught us looked like them. We became a part of their politics. And through our time, we became a part of their religion. But now God is shaking the foundation of this system, forcing you to see that it is not as powerful as you thought it was. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, this modern Pharaoh is America. And just as God sent plagues to ancient Egypt, he is now plaguing America, so his people may be free. Think about that. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. If you don't believe it, you want to break it down, my brother Anthony McDowell, he's going to help me break it down. He already done shot 2 books out here to me right now. The brother is sharp. Listen. You think about the plagues in the Bible in Egypt. Boils and sickness fell on men and beasts. Listen. Today, COVID-19, I'm looking at it right here in our Final Call newspaper. Let me see. I'm looking at it. I've been reading it all day. I've been reading it all day. I will read it to you if you would like. I would read it to you if you would like. But give me a moment. Today, COVID-19, monkeypox. I think it's another the measles outbreak. Strange new viruses, man, just popping up out of nowhere, right? Disease is spreading through Pharaoh's food. I just told you about Brother Rizza Islam and Robert Kennedy Jr. You can go and actually pull up that video on YouTube and listen to it. All these strange viruses, diseases. And even the air is being threatened. It's nasty, it's filthy. The air you're breathing right now is not healthy for you. In Egypt, livestock died biblically. Crops failed, the economy failed. Well, actually, it crashed. It didn't just fall. It's different. Today, here in America, and what we call America, the United States of America, inflation, layoffs, skyrocketing rent, Pharaoh's money is losing its value, y'all. You have to open your eyes to that. Okay, in Egypt, there was a plague of water, the Nile. You remember? The Nile. It turned to blood, right? Water became undrinkable. Today in Flint, Michigan, I think it's Jackson, Mississippi, toxic water runs through our communities. Right now, as we talking. Okay. Plague of food shortage. You remember that? In Egypt, the locusts devoured the crops. Today, food. Man. Rising prices on just the basic needs, basic necessities. Brother Islam, my brother said, when we are on these jobs and you don't do like the rest, you become a problem. That's right, brother. Yeah, when you don't itch and scratch and buck dance for them, then yeah, you become a problem. And indefinitely, you won't be there long. If you don't, I mean, you'll be in a system where you always, and that's our condition. We constantly looking for something new because wherever we go, we're not accepted. Wherever we go, we're not accepted. I worked for the first time. My trade is welding, and I built erections just about all over Colorado. And before this, I was into coal mining. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've been welding now for a mighty long time. I guess I would say my mother's 25. I don't know. She'd have to tell you that. But my mother taught me how to weld when I was a young boy. And what she did for me, I still thank and praise her today. My mother was the breadwinner. My stepfather, he was a part of another lifestyle in which, we all come from that. And, he did not work. We saw him with money all the time, but he didn't hit a job. He also come up in a time period when black men were being, a lot of black men were coming up back then. They had polio, and my stepfather had polio, and it kind of kept him from being as productive as he wanted to be. He didn't have a lot of strength in one of his legs, and it caused him to just be in pain and limp a lot and a lot of different things like that. Then following that, he was shot, I believe 7 times, and it was right in front of me, brother. So, I come up, during a time where, and he was actually Black Panther. So I come up in a time where, talking about being liberated was already, the surface of our conversation. And actually, it started the revolution of what we're doing today. So the struggle of my stepfather laid the groundwork for even what I'm doing right now. Seeing him go through the madness and the wickedness, and that just goes back to what you said. He knew that hell was on those jobs, and he had a bachelor's degree, I think, he had a bachelor's degree, and something to deal with math. He was a very, very, very smart human being. But this world wasn't going to accept him, and he knew it. And I believe he'd already been out there at one point, and he already, he tried that. So that's the condition of many of us as black people. That's the condition of many of us as black people. And, we come up, like I say, I work outside of my lane that welding field that I worked in for all those years, and I decided to try something new. Not because I actually wanted to, but because the money that I was making and still could make anytime I choose to go back, uh, it was I was the only black. I didn't see a black. I mean, the more money I made, the less black people I saw. And I moved deep into Wyoming, and there's about 4 shutdowns. There's 4 coal mining sites down there, and I was going to 2 of them daily. One is called North Antelope, and the other one is South Antelope. And I lived out in Gillette, and didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything. My mother had went there years prior to me, and I didn't see she had any problems. So I mean, I just didn't know what I was getting myself into. I did not know, and I went up there, and not only did I in those kind of worlds like that, you know, you gain a lot of knowledge because white folk don't really like to work when they see you around. They want you to work. And the kind of work that I was doing was the kind of work, if I would have took it anywhere else, it would have made a big difference. And that's exactly what I did. I took that time and those, I guess you could call them somewhat opportunities. Because opportunity from God is what I believe I was getting to make a better way for myself. He was allowing me to see that this world wasn't for me. He was allowing me to see that I needed to opt out and create a world for myself. And brother, I've been on that road, and I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to keep growing and loving my people and connecting with my people and being educated and learning and try to just be the best brother I can be because, my people really just don't know. Our people don't know. They don't know what has happened to them. So when we see them out there doing silliness or doing something that they shouldn't be doing, we have to be. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we have to be a people that can take a little hurt from our people. Don't just be a man that can take a little bit. Our people are sick. And so, whenever you come in the form of help, a lot of us get afraid. A lot of us get afraid because that's that slave-like mentality that's in us that makes us feel that way. But really what it is, man, we love you, man. And we coming into the knowledge of who we are, and we don't want to leave you out there by yourself. We want to bring you into the fold. We want to teach you what God came to deliver to you so that you can come out of the condition you're in and help your people come out of that condition as well. But Moses, he went to Pharaoh again and again and again and again and was telling them, let my people go, let my people go. But Pharaoh just would not listen. So each plague was God breaking Egypt's power and forcing his people out of that world, out of that system. Family, America's Pharaoh is no different. She's no different. God is saying to this system, let my people go. But like the Pharaoh of old, America's leaders will not forgive and they will not forget. America's leaders will not give you freedom. You hear me? And she ain't going to forgive you for waking up. She's upset that you woke in the first place, that you coming into the knowledge of who you are in the first place. Freedom must be taken through obedience to God's command. All praise is due to Allah. But what does coming out look like then today, Brother Yahya? What does it look like? Coming out of Pharaoh's system doesn't mean hopping on a plane. It means pulling out of mental, economic, and spiritual slavery. Did you hear me? I told you we could start by supporting black farmers, helping them to make better food for us that would provide better health for us. We could start there. Food co-ops, or we could grow our own food. We could start a business, circulate the money in our community, educate our children with truth. And when I say educate our children, I mean, you could create, coloring books that would educate them on who they really are. You could do so many things, but I'm only here to spark the idea. Almighty God is using us, and He's going to use you once you come into the knowledge of who you are to open up new ideas. We don't want to recreate a system, family. We want to replace it. God wants to replace it. Because Pharaoh's system was built on a foundation of lies. So, thank you, family, as you have followed with me. I thank you. I want to end with this. I've got a phone call, a conference, and it's coming up on 7 o'clock, so I'm going to have to get off. But listen to this. We must separate and build a nation of our own. Within this one, or we will perish with this system that's currently in place. It's divine judgment. It's going down. No matter what you want, what you think, you see it. It's going down. You can't stop it. Only God can stop it, and they can stop it if they would just repent. But it's on its way down. Thank you, family, for tuning in. Thank you, Brother Anthony McDowell. I see that you have subscribed, brother. I really appreciate you. And that's right, all money is not good money. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. And, brother, I would love to keep going, but I have to get off of this so that I can go into the next phase of what it is I do. All praise is due to Allah. Family, support the channel, support the channel, support the channel. I've got free ebooks. I'm creating more books. I'm writing a book right now called Life After Incarceration. I'm going to be really, really, really tapping into something outside of finance and economics. This is a social book, and we're just going to be talking to the you in you, the nature of God in you. And the title of the book is Life After Incarceration. I'm almost finished, but family, please just stay tuned. Your brother is not finished. I'm going to be giving out a lot of valuable information. And if you need more information, particular information, specific information, please reach out to me, and I will do what I can. And until next time, this is your brother Yahya with another episode.